Sure, sir. No issues. I just replied to Ashok.
Okay. I didn't say it. Okay. Right, guys. Hi, guys. Good morning, all of you. So hope all of you can hear me. So can anyone, guys, can you please confirm? Is I'm audible, right? Is I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right, guys. Just a second. Right. So, guys, I think today we have a lot of new people has been joined. Um, Guys, can you please let me know like who are the guys who has been joined today? I can see a lot of people who has been joined today. Like Akriti, Ashok, Akshat, Babi, Banesh, I think Dhruvi, okay, Krishna Bhagawan and Kumar Raja. Manish, I think you have joined yesterday, right? Remaining guys, I think I can see it. Ishwari, Shreya, Sharayu, Satish. I think Satish also have been joined today, right, guys? So, guys, just let me tell you about you have been joined today as your first class as a demo session. But the batches has been already started actually, guys. Started means we are currently just brushing up some basic concepts of Python actually, guys. So actual machine learning has been not yet started. The actual course curriculum has been not yet started as a prerequisite. So you guys has to have some basic knowledge of it, basic concepts of Python is required actually, guys. Okay. So to learn this Python, we are going to give you, if you have registered for the course, if you just 5 minutes, guys, if you register for this data science course, guys, you will be given some videos actually, guys. A free videos access will be given. Okay. I'll show you the videos, guys, which will be costing you around, normally there will be costing 4,000. So we are going to share you these videos for you guys. This is the videos which we are going to share it to you. Okay. So these are the videos actually, which is taken by Mr. Durga sir has been taken. So there is a complete, what we can say, the complete Python classes, around 170 videos are there actually, guys. You need not to learn all that 170 videos. There are some topics are there. Only those topics only you have to read it actually. So you can go through these particular videos to learn the Python. Along with that, I am also going to teach you some basic concept, just like a brush up concepts, just like a refreshing concepts. I'm currently discussing about the Python classes actually, guys. Okay. So you can learn in two ways. One is going to be either by using these videos, which will be added to your account once you have been registered for the course. Okay. There is a procedure is there. You have to create a login here. You have to create a login. Once the login is created, you are going to be given this access to this free Python video classes will be given. I think all of you got the some follow-up mail also has been got given. You guys who has been already joined, you will be given. You can see it actually, guys, as a complimentary. As a complimentary, we are going to be giving you this access to this particular. The Python videos are also will be given to you guys. Okay, so it will be added somewhere right here. As a complimentary, we are providing Durga Sir Python 170 videos for free for 6 months access. It will be there. But you need not to learn all that 170 videos. Hardly there is 10 videos will be there, guys. Only that particular 10 videos you have to study them. If you want, you can go there. Otherwise, you can also learn from my videos also. My videos are also there actually, guys. So my videos will be there in the drive, but this will be given access to you only once you start, once you have been got registered for the course. So these are only just Python basic videos, guys. You need not to worry about that. If you already have the idea, there is no need to worry about that. If you don't have the idea about the Python, then you can learn in two ways. One is either the Python videos, which we are going to share it to you, or else we are going to be having these videos actually, guys. So these are the sessions we have been got taken actually, guys. Okay. So it's a very small videos only. Just 1 hour videos will be there, not more than that. These are all just like a Python brush up classes only, guys. It's like a Python brush up classes. So don't look at these numbers actually. It's a very small discussions only. First 1 week, it is going to be only just a basic discussions. After that only, I have been started with the regular Python classes. Nothing has been happened. You can just go through them and you can learn the Python basic concepts. If you already have the idea, so there is nothing to worry. You can just go ahead and you can study that. Okay. So I can see some people who has been maybe a little bit hardly. We have 10 people are there for today who has been joined for the today's class. Maybe the reason is also they may be completed their academic programs or academic exams. And now the more and more people are coming. Initially, very less people are there. But now, as I already told that there will be minimum 20-25 students will be there for each and every batch. So maybe in the last week when we started at that time, it may be some kind of an exam timings, academic ending, like an academic ending. More people has been not joined, but now I can see some more people has been got joined for the today's class. So yesterday, I think it is 11, 12 joined, but today 21, almost all 20 participants has been there. 19 along with me and along with my DURGASOFT backend team. There are 19 candidates are there actually, guys. Still yet to join actually. Okay, so that is what has been happened, guys. So I'm just explaining like what has been happened. So currently we are almost all in the ending of the brush up classes. So from tomorrow onwards, we'll start with the main concepts. Currently, I am talking about the functions concept actually, guys. So 2 days back, I have started with the functions concept. Those functions are going to be very similar to the other programming language function concept. If you're already having the idea about the functions, it is very easy to learn. And as I told you yesterday, I told you to install Anaconda Python to some people. Today also some more people are joined now. At the end of the class, I'll show you like what is Anaconda Python and how to install the Anaconda Python. For the today's class also, last 15 minutes I'll take it. Or otherwise, you guys can go through the videos, Anaconda Python, how to install Anaconda Python, and you can just work with that actually. So I can share you so those particular details to you also. No worries. Once you've used, once you are interested to take up the course, once you want to go ahead with the course, then you can get the access to all the videos. You can go through the videos and we can study it actually, guys. No, guys. Kumar Raja, right? Kumar Raja, right? You cannot use machine learning for Java. You up to some extent you can use it, but Java does not have that much contribution towards the machine learning. Python and R, these are the mostly the popular languages for machine learning. Why? Because we are having a lot of contribution to them related to towards the machine learning, deep learning applications. Up to some extent we can use, the Java, but it is very limited features only. More flexible is going to be Python and R, not the Java. We don't prefer to use the Java. And there is one more reason is also there. The guys who comes towards the machine learning, machine learning is not a computer science subject actually, guys. It is not a computer science subject actually. It is a general concept actually, guys. Anybody can use this machine learning. It's not that only computer science people, only those people has to learn machine learning. It is not about programming. It is all about maths and stats. It is all about maths and stats is going to be the concept. So anybody who is having some knowledge about maths and stats, they can learn this particular machine learning concept. Whether you are a civil engineer, whether you are a mechanical engineer, whether you are BA, BCom, anybody, it's not about any programming concept. That's why we don't prefer to use which is going to be the high level programming languages like Java, C++, because all these things require some expertise. All these things are going to be required some kind of an expertise. So we don't use this kind of a languages in our machine learning, because we guys, that means whoever we are going to be working, and even myself, I was not good at programming because my specialization is completely on the data. I was into the database, data management, big data systems, BI, DBA. These are my skills actually. I don't know. I know about a little bit about Java because I learned the Java basically. But I was not an expert in the Java, but I learned some basics of Java to understand the concept of which is going to be the big data system actually. In big data system, we are having an MR programming is there. Generally, we are going to use a MR programming with the help of the Java actually. So that is the reason why I have learned some basics of Java. But for machine learning, we are going to be using Python and R is the languages which we are going to be users actually. Yes, Satish, I think you have to join it one more time. Yeah, guys, all of you can hear me, no? Satish saying that he cannot be audible.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Yeah, fine. Just a second.
Vamsi, what is difference between AI and deep learning, machine learning?
Yeah. Actually, see, in the first class itself, you can't. That means I can explain you the concept actually, but the things are going to be. Do you have any idea? There's any basic idea about them?
No,
No, you don't have the idea.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So no worries. I can just explain you like it may be a little bit higher level because it may be the first class or it may be beginning applications. Basically, the first important thing is going to be the different stages I'm going to telling you. First, I'll explain you the difference between machine learning and deep learning. Okay. So after that, we'll go for something called as an AI related applications. I'll tell you. So actually, machine learning and deep learning are basically two different concepts, but actually speaking, deep learning is a part of your ML. It's a subset of the ML concept. Okay. In basically what is an ML is going to be doing here is we are going to train and we are going to test the machines actually. So what we are going to do is we will give some training to the machine. We'll give some training. Why we give the training? Machines are going to learn something from the data. So we have to give some kind of a training actually. So during some training, we are going to be using some kind of an algorithms we are going to use this, which is going to be nothing but machine learning algorithms are going to be used. Basically, there are two different types of machine learning algorithms actually. One is going to be basically what we are going to call it as a parameterized and non-parameterized algorithms will be there, which we are going to be mostly in the machine learning. Machine learning means normally the traditional machine learning algorithms, we can study them, we can understand them. So in these algorithms, there are going to be a technique, what we are going to call it as an neural networks algorithms are going to be there. Neural networks are going to be works in a different mechanism. Normal machine learning algorithms works in a different way. Deep learning algorithms are going to works in a different way. The mechanism is different actually. That's why what they did is they have been separated this particular deep learning and machine learning. But deep learning is also part of your machine learning, which is going to be using a neural network concept to solve a particular problem. Normal traditional algorithms, like which is going to be decision trees, and we are going to be having, these are going to be normal our traditional algorithms, what we can see, KNN, which is going to be something like a linear regression, a logistic regression. All these are going to be comes under the, actually neural networks also comes into machine learning only. But being the algorithms are going to be different way, the problem solving is a different way, which has been inspired from our human brains actually. It's a different. So we have to, machine learning means we are not only going to learn maths and stats actually, even we also has to study some biology. So why we have to study the biology? Why? Because is to understand the neural networks, how the human brain works also we have to understand. Why? Because the neural networks are inspired from the human brain structure only. You know that our human brain is going to be made up of neurons. So even the neural networks, why the name neural network has came is just like how the human brain neurons are arranged, neural networks are also going to be arranged in the same way actually. So the neural networks are a little bit black boxes. So those are going to be separately, there are going to be called as the neural networks, which are part of your deep learning algorithms. So under the deep learning, we have a neural networks, we have an artificial neural networks, convolution neural networks, recurrent neural networks. We are having a different types of LSTM. So these are all going to be something like a GAN, encoders, decoders. These are all going to be comes under encoders and decoders. All these are going to be comes under the neural networks. So where we are going to train the machine with the help of the algorithms. So basically these algorithms are divided into two: machine learning algorithms, which are traditional algorithms, which we can understand. And there are some complex algorithms, which we call it as a neural networks. So they separated these neural networks into the deep learning. Actually, again, talking about this MLDL, all these are going to be part of our AI. In machine learning and deep learning, we are going to train them, we are going to test them. But in AI, we are giving some artificial intelligence. We are giving some intelligence to the machines. Machines by themselves, they will train by themselves, and they are going to be test by themselves. Like example, to make you understand, I have a robot is there. I have a robot is there. It has to travel from this X position to Y position. In a room, it has to travel from X to Y. Normally, what we are going to do in machine learning and deep learning here is, we are going to make the robot to travel in different ways, different ways, and we will give it to the machine saying that these are the different ways. You please study which one is going to be the shortest distance, or which one is going to take in the shortest time. Like that, I'm going to explain that. Machine will learn it actually. But in artificial intelligence, the machine itself is going to decide. They itself is going to be trained by themselves. So it will take a distance actually. So it will find out like which distance is going to be, whether it is the longest distance or which is the shortest distance. or whether it is taking longest time, or whether it is going to be taking a short time. That means the machine itself is going to train by themselves. The machines itself is going to test by themselves, and automatically they will arrive at an optimal value. Whereas in machine learning and deep learning, as a machine learning expert, as a machine learning expert or a deep learning expert, I have to train the model, I have to test the model, and I have to decide which one is going to be the best option actually, or which one is the optimal path or optimal time or optimal whatever the solution is going to be there. I have to decide it actually. That is a basic understanding difference between a machine learning and a deep learning. In machine learning, deep learning, we are uses these algorithms. In AI, we are going to be learning something called as an Q learning. These are going to be different algorithms, what we are going to be learning. Just an idea to make you understand the concept. Right? Yes, I don't know who has been asked the question.
Yeah,
Yes.
understood.
Yeah, Kumar Raja, right. Yeah, it's an idea. So itself is going to decide like which one is going to be optimal solution. Itself will train, itself is going to be, nothing is there. If it is an optimal solution, it will be awarded. It will be awarded, or there will be reward points will be given. If it is a wrong solution, then there is going to be some kind of an penalty is going to be arrived. So it will find out all of the solutions, which one is having the highest award or highest reward, and which one is going to be the highest penalty. It will identify. According to that, it is going to find the optimal solutions, right? Fine, guys. Okay, so this is just an idea. Okay, if you have any guys who has been joined for the today's session, if you have any questions, I will just spend some time, 15 minutes time at the end, and I'm going to take up your questions if you have any questions regarding them. Okay, fine. Today we'll take another half an hour class actually, guys. Already time is 9:27. I'll take a half an hour class. I'll complete off the functions concept. So once again, guys, we are in the, again, I'm saying that we have been currently started with the the basic concepts of Python. Once again, I'm saying if you already have the knowledge of Python, well and good, you can just continue the class. If you don't have the idea, so we'll be providing some kind of a material and online resources. From there, you have to learn the things. So from when the main topics will start? From the tomorrow onwards, actually, guys. So up to the today's class, you don't have a problem. From the tomorrow's class, I'll start with some basics, some main concepts of Python. Some main concepts of Python will be there. From there, the actual requirement will be there. Whatever the classes we discussed, all these things today, all these 15 days or 20 days we have discussed, it is only just a basics. I discussed a little bit more, but all of them are not required. What is a list? How to slice a list? What are the methods? 1 or 2 methods. If you study that, that is sufficient for us. You really don't require more, and more knowledge is not going to be required. Some basic for statements, if statements, only those basic things only we have been got studied. Topic wise, nothing has been happened, guys. Classes wise, there are some multiple classes are there, but topic wise, it is 4 to 5 concepts only have been got discussed. And it is very easy to learn actually, guys. Anybody can learn the Python. Anybody can learn the Python. No prerequisites. Nothing is going to be required, guys. No prerequisites, nothing is going to be required. Even today's class is also some important class only. Right? A little bit important class. If you miss the today's class, some important concept is going to be, you are going to be missing actually. So luckily you have been joined for today. It's not a mandatory. Later also we can learn, but something new concept you are going to learn. So right now we have been started with functions concept, guys. We started with the functions concepts in Python. So once again, guys, anybody having any questions, guys? Yeah. If you have any questions, just give me a minute. Just give me a minute, guys. Just give me a minute. I'll be back. Yeah, sorry guys, just got an important call. Right guys. So let's go ahead guys, let's go ahead. Right. Yeah, Dhruvi, right? Yeah, Dhruvi. We don't define our own algorithms actually guys. There are already developed. So they have been already developed. So using some kind of an library, there are going to be some Python libraries will be there, which is what we are going to call it as an most popular library for machine learning is scikit-learn. Can you see? Scikit-learn is a machine learning in Python. So everything is going to be, there are going to be some kind of an already the algorithms has been already developed by the domain experts, the mathematicians, statisticians, domain experts combined together and work it together, and they have been developed some kind of a machine learning algorithms has been already developed. So those algorithms only we are going to be gets working. So like you can see something like a k nearest neighbors, SVM, random forest. So classification, regression, clustering. Mainly these are the three different main tasks we are going to be having. Mainly two only guys, classification and regression. Only two types of tasks will be there. Clustering is a very rare cases. Remaining are going to be some kind of an prerequisite. There are not the algorithms actually, but there are going to be some kind of an helping to that particular machine learning algorithm. So we have to learn how the algorithm will works and how to import how to apply that particular algorithms on a problem statement. We don't write any user defined function for that. Okay. So this is the library guys. Either you can use this library. We are going to be nowadays, we are also using a little bit more popular, but these are popular mainly for deep learning applications actually. One is going to be what we call it as a TensorFlow, and the other one is going to be TensorFlow. TensorFlow is also machine learning models, but mostly popular for the deep learning. It is developed by the Google AI team. It was developed by an open source. It is an open source actually. It is an open source, which is going to be nothing but which has been basically mostly for which is going to be deep learning applications we use this actually. And one more popular is going to be a PyTorch. PyTorch was basically developed by which is going to be a Facebook AI team has been got developed. If you want, you can see that what is going to be PyTorch. PyTorch is a machine learning framework based on the Torch library used for applications such as computer vision, natural language processing, originally developed by the Meta. That is, Meta is now, you know, that AI, the Facebook, the Meta AI, and now the part of the Linux Foundation umbrella it is. It is an open source. All these are going to be some kind of an open sources. Even what I told you about that, which is going to be TensorFlow. TensorFlow is basically developed by the Google AI team. So this is going to be a Google AI team has been got developed it's a TensorFlow actually. So if you see about the TensorFlow, it is also an open source AI library, which has been got actually developed by it is a developer is by the Google AI team has been got developed it actually. So like that, we are going to be, so it is also using internally Python, C++. These are going to be what it is going to be using internally. Okay, fine. Right, guys. Okay, so fine. So guys, today we are going to start with, already we started with the functions concept, guys. So a little bit more people has been joined for today. So there may be, it looks like a repeating for the other guys who has been already joined back. So just no worries. We are going to be just keep on discussing about like what are going to be. So you can have a look into that, guys. Okay, once again, let us go ahead, guys. So I'll give you some time, guys, 15-20 minutes I'll give you at the last, so that I can clarify some of your questions, whatever the new guys are having it actually. Right, let us go ahead actually, guys. So functions concept we have been discussing, guys. All of you have the idea about the functions. So I think I need not to much explain about what is functions concept actually, guys. Functions are nothing but some piece of code which are basically used for reusability purpose. In every language, we are having this particular functions concept is a common concept actually, guys. Everybody is going to be having this knowledge of this particular functions concept will be there. So normally in other languages, how to write the functions actually, guys, there is going to be some functions like this. Integer, it is going to be add num of, which is going to be integer I, integer j, and something values, guys. Let us say that, or integer k, something like this. And we are going to write some kind of a return statement. Return, which is going to be, let us say 2 times the I plus 3 times the j plus which is going to be 4 times the k. So we are not just adding I plus j plus k, we are multiplying the I by 2, the j by 3 and k by 4, and we are returning the sum of the numbers. This is normally in other programming languages, but Python style is going to be slightly different actually, guys. In Python, mainly we don't have this data types concept actually, guys. We don't have these data types. That is the only thing what we have to do. So slightly different, guys. Diff, which is going to be add num of, which is going to be I comma j comma k. Same thing actually, guys. Only thing is there is no return data type. We have to use a keyword called as a diff. And internally, we don't use this curly brackets mechanism. So slightly, who has been new to the Python, though they have to follow some standards actually, guys. This is called as an indent, which is nothing but a tab space. So with indent, we have to write it actually, guys. Then if you write with indent, that is going to be comes under the function. If you don't write without the indent, if you write without the indent, it is outside the function. So write whatever the code you want to write. Simply, I'm not writing any code. It is written same thing. 2 into I plus 3 into j plus which is going to be 4 into k. That's it. And you know how to call the function, which is add num of, which is going to be 10 comma 20 comma 30. All of you have an idea, guys. You can call in multiple ways. We can call it add num of 10 comma 20 comma 30. You can say x equal to 10, y equals to 20, z equals to 30, or k, sorry. It is I, j, and it is k is equal to 30. Hope all of you have a little bit idea about this. If you call like this, this is what we call it as, which is going to be positional arguments actually. These are nothing but what we call it as. In other languages, we call it as name. And here in Python, we are going to call it as a keyword arguments, what we are going to call it as. So advantage of keyword arguments is we can pass it in any order we can pass. You need not to pass like x first, y next, and z next. Here it should be x, y, z only. But while calling like this, you can say k equals to 30, I is equal to 10, y is equal to 20. In any order you pass, does not matter. So 2 times the 10 is 20, 3 times the 2 times the 10 is going to be 20, 3 times the 20 is 60, 4 times the 30 is going to be 120, right? So 120 plus, which is going to be 80, which is going to be 200 is the result what we'll get, right? So 2 times the I, which is going to be 20, 3 times the y, which is going to be 60, 4 times the 30, which is 120. Add up them, you will get 200 as a result, isn't it? So something like that, we have to work with that. So these are the things what I have been discussed in the last couple of classes, guys. So today, there is a concept called as a default values. Default values means if you don't give the value, it will take some default value, it will take it. Hope all of you remembered in other languages, we'll write like this, integer k equal to 0. That means if you don't give the k value, by default, it will take it as a 0, it will take it. Like that, I have been discussed about some basics of functions. So today, we are going to be discussing some new concept in Python, guys, which you generally don't see it in any language. Which you are not going to see it in any language actually, guys. In no language, you are going to see this actually. No language, you are going to see that. Once again, I'll explain the concept, guys. It is going to be something like, for example, I have a function is there, diff, which is going to be something like a test function, which is going to be test function. Let us say I comma j comma k, for example. Okay, you are writing some value, does not matter, whatever the value, write it. You write I plus j plus k, whatever you write it, does not matter with that. Now my idea here is, guys, now my idea is going to be something slightly different. Now you call the function, which is going to be test function, maximum how many arguments you can use? Maximum 3 arguments. If I give 10, 20, 30, 40, it is going to give you an error saying that, it will give an error saying that the test function will take only 3 arguments, but you have given a 4. If I give only 2, I can handle this. I can handle only by giving 2. If I give only 2, generally it won't accept it. It won't accept it. Why? Because there are 3 arguments are there. But if you want to work with 2 arguments also, set some default value k equal to 0. Then you can work. Then you can work with 2 arguments. It is indirectly, internally, you are providing 2 arguments, but internally it is going to be like this actually, guys. It is 10 comma 20 comma 0 is internally. We write like this, but internally this is the equivalent function. But you cannot give more than the 3 arguments. But I don't want to restrict the user, saying that I want to give only 3 argument, 4 argument, 5 argument, 6 argument. You can give as many arguments you want to give it actually, guys. That is nothing but we want to give some flexibility. We want to give some kind of an flexible, which is going to be a flexible number of arguments actually, guys. Flexible. That means I'm not asking the user to restrict your inputs. You give as many arguments you can give it actually. You give 2 arguments, 10 arguments, 20 arguments. I don't bother. I'm not limiting you. You can give as many arguments you can give. That is what we want to do it actually, guys. So this concept is not available in any language. Yes, there is some topic is there, which is going to be, some people may say that, sir, there is a method called as an overloading. Is it an overloading method? No, guys. So hope you, if anybody having the idea about basic object oriented, that talks about overloading method. Overloading means what they will do is, they will create a function with 3 arguments. Okay. They will give the function with 4 arguments. They will create a function with 5 arguments. Let us say that 3, 4, and 5. But what is the restriction? You can give maximum up to 5 arguments only. Beyond that, we can't give it actually. But Python has given a small option, a technique for you, which is going to be what we are going to call it as a flexible arguments, what we are going to call it as actually, guys. So that means that the function does not have any limit in the number of arguments. The function does not have any number of arguments. No limitation is there. How do you create the function? Diff. What is going to be the function name actually, guys, which is a test function or any function? Very simple, very easy, guys. Which is going to be nothing but we prefix the arguments with a star. We are going to prefix the name with a star. You can give any name. You can give star X, star Y, star Z, star A, anything you can give. But in Python, generally, we'll follow a notation actually, guys. A standard notation we have to follow. So what the Python recommends saying this is, don't use different names. So if you use different names, people will get confused with that. Whenever we want to collaborate with the other team members or something, they may ask you, why do you require this X? Why do you require this Y? But if you use a common standard notation, you need not to explain. Everybody follow the same name. For example, if I say star A, maybe the other person may ask, what is this A stands for? Instead of that one, it is better to use star args. What is star args is basically, guys, it is going to be nothing but what we are going to call it as a flexible arguments. It is going to be a flexible arguments. That means you can give any number of arguments to this function. Any number. It's not that only 2 or only 3. Internally, what logic you write, that is secondary part. But how do you call the function? You can call simply write liking. Test function of 10 you can say. Test function of 10, 20 you can say. You can say 10, 20. You can use which is going to be test underscore function called as, which is going to be 10, 20, 30 you can say. Or you can use as many arguments you can use it. Even if you give 10, 20 arguments also, it will never restrict you. It will never restrict you actually, guys. That's why we are going to call it as a flexible arguments, what we are going to call it as. Got the point? So Python is having this speciality actually, guys. Mainly we have 2 topics are there additionally. One is star args and the other one is going to be double star KW args. So forgot about these names. Names is not a mandatory, but they are recommended. It is going to be argument prefixed with a star, arguments prefixed with a double star. These are the 2 options we have it additionally in the Python actually. Star args and which is going to be double star KW args. So what is the star args actually, guys? They are what we are going to call it as flexible arguments. I'll talk about what is KW arguments later. First, it is going to be flexible arguments. So we can just pass as many arguments we can pass. You give 1 argument also it will take, 2 arguments it will take, 3 arguments it will take, 4 arguments you take, 5 arguments it will take. But how can it take these arguments? So basically here, whenever we provide any number of arguments, these arguments are going to be gets converted into, guys who has been joined for the today's class, maybe you don't have the idea yesterday in today's classes, these arguments are going to be treated as an tuple. Nothing confusion is there, guys. Tuple means don't think that something we never heard that name actually. Tuple is nothing but just an object in Python, which is going to be having a collection of values. It can be heterogeneous values actually, guys. It need not to be same. Generally, we know that homogeneous means we call it as arrays. Homogeneous data types means it is what we call it as arrays. Similar to the arrays, we are having a list and we are having a tuples. In Python, we use list and tuples actually, guys. Both of them are similar only. Only difference is list can be modified. I'm talking about the people who didn't attend it, guys. Tuple is going to be nothing but cannot be modified. Once you create it, we can't modify it actually, guys. We'll use a term called as an immutable. And here we are going to use a word called as an, which is mutable. Mutable means which can be modified. Immutable means which cannot be modified. That is a word what we'll use it actually, guys. So don't think that creating a list and creating a tuple is something different like creating an array. Not like this actually, guys. Just for a timing, I'm telling you guys, X is equal to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 over. This is nothing but what is a list. Same thing, Y is equal to parentheses, guys. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. This is going to be what we are going to call it as a tuple. That's it, guys. That's it actually, guys. So square brackets is going to be list and parentheses is going to be nothing but it is a tuple. That's it actually, guys. Python is not a complicated language. Who has been learning for the first time, you don't find any difficulty in that. You don't find any difficulty in learning the Python. It's a self-learning. 80% of the people who are experts in Python, they learn Python by themselves. No need to join. You can take me as an example actually, guys. I didn't learn from anybody. It is like a self-learning. I brought a textbook and I have been learned everything from that particular textbook. Even I don't have any knowledge of programming languages, guys. I don't have any knowledge of programming languages. I was expert in SQL. I was an expert in SQL actually, guys. SQL concepts I can explain you. SQL, business intelligence, all these I was an expert on that, but not in programming. But I was able to learn Python very easily. Even I was not a Python expert actually, guys. I was not a Python expert. I know up to some extent the Python, which is going to be used for machine learning. I was expert in machine learning. I was an expert in deep learning. I was expert in NLP. But up to what extent the Python is required, only up to that extent only I know how to use it. You don't believe it, guys. I don't know how to. That means I know it how to create, but I was not confident in creating a class in the Python. How to create a class in the Python, I was not confident with that. I was not confident with that. But I know how to use Python. I know how to use the Python because I told you now, Python is all about not creating any functions or not anything. Mostly everything is going to be predefined functions will be there calling the functions. So the main expert you have to require is, guys, how to call a function. If you know how to call a function, you can learn Python. What functions we have to use, what are the arguments it will use, what are the different ways to call them, what are flexible arguments, what are going to be flexible keyword arguments. If you know that, that is sufficient, guys. We can call as many functions you can call it actually. Everything is calling a function. If you know the function, you have to call the function. That's it. Apart from nothing is there actually, guys. I'll just show you one example. See how simple it is going to be to make you understand. I can show you the application. Don't worry about the code. Everything is going to be, this is a simple step actually, guys. So this is a library which we have to import. We have to import the library, guys. This library has been imported. See, guys, I want to draw a line chart. I want to draw a bar chart, for example. Just have a look at this. I want to draw a bar chart. Sir, bar chart is nothing but, at least you have some idea, guys. It is a data visualization. Drawing a bar chart is nothing but a data visualization expert, right? So I don't know. So I'm not using any tool. I'm not using any Power BI, Tableau, nothing I'm using, guys. PLT dot, which is going to be, there is a function called as a bar. What are the arguments we have to give to the bar? What is on the x-axis? What is on the y-axis? You have to know the arguments of this function actually, guys. What are the arguments of this function? 1, 2, or otherwise I'll write it as. It is a Jan, it is a Feb, it is a March, and it is going to be April. Let us say that. So how many, this is a, let us say that it is going to be some data related to some telecom company. Like how many new customers has came in the month of Jan, February, March, April. How many number of customers? You have to know the parameters actually, guys. It is only the argument only, guys. The bar is a function which is not created by me. It is created by the matplotlib community. We are just calling the function from the matplotlib. Bar is the name of the function. Sir, how do you know about these arguments? Everything is documented actually, guys. Everything is going to be documented actually, guys. Can you see? I pressed one shortcut key. Immediately one documentation will come actually, guys. I'll tell you. And don't worry about the guys who has been joined for the today's class. It's a Jupyter notebook. I'll tell you how to install the Jupyter notebook in your system. See, guys. Height is equal to how many new customers has came. 22,458 in the month of January. In the month of February, 18,756. In the month of Jan, again, it is going to be in the month of March. For example, it is 20,000, which is going to be 567. Let us say in the month of April, it has been suddenly increased to 5,789. It has been, or some 90, something. That's it actually, guys. See, guys, how I'm going to be doing it actually. So plt.show. Show is another function. You should know what is the purpose of the show function. But apart from that, nothing is going to be required, guys. What I have done actually, if you can observe carefully, guys. So maybe I think some of you has been asked me like, sir, can't you use Java for this particular machine learning? In machine learning, we have to implement some data visualization skills. So I was not sure about that. I have seen some people who works in Java also for data visualization, but a complex code. But Python is going to be providing a simple code. What is on x-axis? What is the height of these bars? You can just increase the height of the bars as you can increase it actually. Just have a look at this. Let me make 32,456 or make it as 42,000. Let us say that. Just you see, according to that, the bar is going to be changing. Every customization is possible. Color is equal to nothing but I want to give a green color actually, guys. So I want to set a green color. It is one of the parameter inside that. So we have to know what are the arguments of the function. But sir, how many functions I can by heart? How many functions I can remember? You need not to by heart them, guys. Automatically, once you start working, you will be automatically remembering all the functions. Even if you don't remember also, a lot of help will be there. At least if you know that there is a bar chart is there, how to draw the bar chart with the help of a matplotlib. Remaining things, we can just document it and we can work with them actually. Okay. So that is the reason why the people prefer to use the Python concepts for this application, guys. Okay. Now come to the discussion, guys. Okay. So I told you about something called as a tuple. Whenever I use something called as an star arcs, internally, all these arguments are going to be internally converted into a tuple. So it will be internally converted into a tuple like this, and that will be assigned to this parameter called as arcs. It will be assigned to that particular. Previously, what we used to do to reach this, to take the 10, one variable, to take the 20, one variable, to take the 30, one more variable, to take the 40, one more variable, to take the 50, one more variable. Now we'll combine all of them and we are taking a single variable called as an arcs is a variable what we are going to take it actually, guys. So if you want, we can just check it out in the internet. You can check it out, guys. What is going to be star arcs? So I think all of you have been started using, guys. Up to now, we are depending on the Google search, right? So for the new guys, I'm talking about that. So I think now nowadays you are hearing about what is one of the latest success story of AI actually, guys. It is ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is one of the language model which was developed by OpenAI company. So which is going to be looks like a chatbot actually, guys, which looks like a chatbot. So just you can chat with them, just like you will know the chatbots actually, guys. So if you give a question, it will give the answer actually. So if you can ask it actually, guys, what is star arcs in Python? You ask it actually, it is going to answer your question actually, guys. It will answer your question actually, guys. Okay. So this is going to be completely, it is going to be start using the chatbot actually, guys. Okay. So it will also contribute. See, guys, even itself is writing the code also actually, guys. Itself is going to write the code. You can copy the code and you can do whatever the functionality we can do it actually. So see here, what is going to be star arcs in Google search? What will happen? It will only do the links. It will show you the links. We have to go there and we have to study it. How much extent it is reliable? We can't say that. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Yeah. So as I told you, guys, arcs is a special syntax used in function definitions to pass a variable number of positional arguments. A variable number of positional arguments to the function. The term star arcs is going to be stands for arguments, and the asterisk before that particular denote that the function can accept any number of positional arguments. That is the main important thing, guys. You can pass as many arguments, you can pass it. Just use star arcs actually, guys. That's it, over. That's it, guys, over, which is going to be all the values are going to be taken, and internally it is going to be which are stored in a tuple format. It allows the function to accept an arbitrary number of arguments. Arbitrary means any number of arguments. which are then stored in a tuple. The arguments can be passed to the function in the function call as a comma separated values after the function name. Just call the function, guys. Not 4 arguments, 5 arguments, 10 arguments also we can give. There is nothing limitation is going to take place. Now I'll show you guys how to create it actually. Let me show you how to create it actually, guys. Okay, I'm removing all these options, guys. Just have a look at this. Diff, what is the name of the function, guys? Test function. Simply I said let me show you once, guys. I comma j. Let us say this, guys. Just nothing is there. Print what is the value of I. Print what is the value of j. I'm not doing anything, guys. I'll take 2 numbers I and j and I'm printing the values of I and j. Now call the function, guys. Test function of. If I give 10 comma 20, I'll get 10 comma 20 as an output. If I give only 10, it won't accept it. It will give an error saying that I require one more positional arguments, but you didn't give it. I can solve it actually, guys. You can give 0. Then what will happen here is if I don't give the j value, it will take by default 0. It will take it actually. But if I don't give any arguments, then also it won't accept it actually. That also I can handle it. So I equal to 0, j equal to 0. If I don't give any value, guys, I will be 0, j will be 0. If I give 10, I will be 10, j will be 0. If I give 10 comma 20, I will be 10, j will be 20. But if I give the third argument 30, it does not accept it. You cannot handle it, guys. You cannot handle it. Then how do you handle it? How to handle it because is, or how do you handle it is going to be in a different way, guys. Have a look at this, which is going to be something like a diff, which is going to be the test function 1. And simply you say star args. It is going to be star args actually, guys. First of all, print the args. And second thing is, nothing is there, guys. So I'm just talking about the people. I want to know what are these args actually, guys. Here also, if you want, we can print it, guys. Print what is going to be type of the I. Type of the I stands for, it is an integer value. Type of the j stands for, it is also an integer value. Oh, it's going to be chatbot. It is an ChatGPT. Just open ChatGPT. Open the ChatGPT. ChatGPT is an application. Okay, you have to log in with your account. Just log in with your Google account. So open the ChatGPT and just you have to log in actually. So try it was asking you try ChatGPT. So open that particular ChatGPT and just log in with your account. I have logged in with my account. Okay, so if you want, I can log out. I can just show the logout and I can log in actually. So it will ask me to log in. It will ask you your Google account. Okay, so continue with the Google or Microsoft account, or you can create a new account. And this is my account. I have been got connected. Now you can see. I'll use this. I prefer to use because we are into the AI, guys. So AI people has to use this AI enabled only, isn't it? We are learning AI. We are going to be using data science, machine learning, all these things. ChatGPT is one of the success story of AI. Previously, before ChatGPT, what are the success stories of AI is nothing but driverless cars and AlphaGo. These are some of the success stories. The latest success story is going to be ChatGPT, guys. Okay, so this is going to be the open AI ChatGPT. It is going to be, but there are some limitations. Still, it is in what we can say that is it is still in a it's a beta version was recently, a stable version was released, but still a lot of changes has to be taken place actually. And why? Because it works only on the data which was available up to 2021 only. Before 2021, if I ask something help on the after 2021, it can't do that. Limitations you can see. Limited knowledge of the world and events after 2021. It was not trained on that. It was completely working on based on the data which was available before 2022. So after 2021, what has been happened? ChatGPT does not know about that. You can clearly ask all the questions. You see, all my questions are going to be based on this one only. So these are going to be, even if you see, it will write the code actually, guys. Itself is going to write the code. So if I can ask the ChatGPT. So I can say, write the Python code. Write Python code for which is going to be for the bar charts. Right, whatever the code I have written today, the same code as it is, it will write it actually, guys. This is the code. If you want, you can just copy the code. You can just copy the code and we can work on that application actually, guys. See guys, what is clustered? What is going to be clustered? How to write it actually, guys? So that is going to be how it is going to be gets writing it actually. So do you want to copy the codes and paste it there? You can just work on that particular applications. So just copy the directly. We have a copy code is there. Come here and paste it here. See guys, how simple it is going to be. You are not doing anything. No need to do any search also. Simply it has been written the code actually, guys. Simply it has written that particular code actually. So there is some error has been taken place. That is what we have to find it off. See, everything you cannot copy and paste it directly actually, guys. It has done some example. So that some mistake is there. See guys, so mistake is there. It's not executing directly. Why? Because here categories are going to be string values. We are trying to concatenate with something like a bar width, which is not a possible case. I know it actually, guys. From where this code has came, I can tell you. Because I was an expert in that. Because I know the expert in that. So I know from where this code has been came. I'll show you that particular code also if you want. The same code may not be exactly the same code, but it has been came from matplotlib.org. It has been came from here only actually, guys. I can show you the same code as it is. I can show you the same code as it is. I can show you actually, guys. Just a second. I'll show you the code. You can see that particular code, what we can see it actually, guys. Just a minute. I'll show you the code. So because I works on this now, so I know that how that particular code has been came, from where that particular code has been came. Actually, not exactly the same, but it has been taken the code from here only actually, guys. From here only the code is going to be gets taken actually. If you see the codes, we are going to be gets understands actually. This is a bar color it is going to be, which is going to be the bar width it is going to be the same code actually, guys. Whatever the code that has been written here, the same code as it is, they have been copied there and pasted there actually. So like this, they have been got taken that particular data actually. So something like that. If you want to have a stacked bar chart, you can see the stacked bar chart, one above the another, how the data is going to be gets coming. You can see the data actually. So this is the chart GPT, what the latest, whatever people started using about that. Okay, fine. So let us come to our discussion, guys. Let us come to our discussion actually. So I want to cut this code. Okay, have a look at this one. Okay, I want to know what is the type of the J actually, guys. What is the type of the J? Ask it. So if I give 2 arguments, it will work. If I give 3 arguments, it won't work. It is an integer. It is an integer. Same as it is. You can ask about the star args. Go for the application, guys, and we can see that test underscore function 1 of. You give 10, you give 20, you give 30, as many arguments you give, guys. Nothing is going to happen actually. Execute. Very clearly, if you can see, I'm printing the args. So how the args was printed, guys? It is a tuple. Parenthesis is a tuple actually, guys. Clearly, it is saying that it is going to be a class called as a tuple class. Why it is a tuple class? Why? Because is internally whatever the data it has been taken, that is going to be nothing but it's internally treated as a tuple. It is going to be gets taken actually. So don't worry, guys, who has been missed that particular concepts of, if you don't know the concept of this one, don't worry about the tuple. Tuple is one of the data structure in Python which can have multiple values. It can be homogeneous or it can be heterogeneous, does not matter. But the idea here is they can be, which is going to be some kind of an immutable objects actually. Leave it aside, we don't work with that. So you can pass 2 arguments. No arguments also, I don't have a problem. No arguments, it will works. 1 argument, it will works. 2 arguments, it will works. I'm executing, guys. Control enter. I'm pressing control enter here now. Or otherwise, we are having a execute button is there at the top. You can see run button is there. Even you can also do that actually. So just for a quick understanding, guys, diff, which is going to be add numbers. How many numbers? I'm not limiting. Any number of arguments you can add. How do you do it actually? So I'm using a small first statement I'm going to use, guys. T equivalent to 0 for I in, which is going to be the args. What is meaning of 5 in the I in the args actually? It's a first statement actually, guys. In Python, we write for I in the args. For each and every value in the args, args are nothing but your input. First value will come. This value should be added to the T. So T plus is equivalent to is I. Come outside the first statement, return the value of T. Don't write return inside the loop. It is outside the loop actually, guys. That's it. Now you can find out the sum of not 2 numbers. Even if you said add num of which is going to be, sorry, add underscore num, it does not give any, it will give the output 0. Why? Because there are no arguments are there. Add num of which is 10, it will return 10. If I write which is going to be add num underscore 10 comma 20, it returns 10 plus 20. Again, add underscore num of, it is going to be 10, 20, 30. Add underscore num of, which is going to be 10, 20, 30, 40. You give as many arguments you give, it does not fails actually, guys. Sorry. Right. This is going to be the output actually, guys. See, guys, it is going to be what we are going to call it as flexible arguments. Flexible arguments means you give any number of arguments, does not matter. You give any number of arguments, it does not matter. We can work with the arguments. See, 0 arguments, it returns 0. 1 argument, it returns 10. 2 arguments, 10 plus 20. 3 arguments, 10 plus 20 plus 30. Even not only, I'm not counting them. I don't want to give some numbers actually, guys. Some random numbers only I'm going to be giving it actually, guys. Random numbers. So just give any random numbers actually, guys, which is going to be some random numbers I'm going to be giving it actually. So it does not matter with that. Any numbers you give it, it does not matter. And you can find out what is going to be the sum actually. You need not to write any logic for that. So for 3 arguments, how to write the code. For 10 arguments, how to write the code. For 20 arguments, how to write the code. Nothing is going to be required. Simple. You pass the arguments, you write the logic. Because this is going to be treated as a tuple. So tuple, how to handle the tuple? Get one by one value, add up to the t previous value of t, and then return the value of the t. Directly it is going to be gets done actually, guys. Okay. So this is going to be all about this concept called as a flexible arguments concept, what we call it as, guys. Okay. So that is going to be all about how we are going to be working with the flexible arguments. Okay. So today, just there is a time was delayed actually, guys, due to some new guys has been joined. Otherwise, I plan to complete the other option also. So I'll take another 15 minutes class tomorrow, guys, and I'll finish off the basic concepts. And then I'll start working with modules actually, guys. From tomorrow onwards, we are going to work with a new concept called as modules. From there only, our the data science classes starts. That means the main requirement of data science will start from there only, guys. Today you have seen matplotlib. What is that matplotlib? It is one of the library. What is a library or what is a package? What is a module? All these things I'll tell you in the tomorrow's class, guys. Okay. So from tomorrow onwards, your main classes will be getting started, guys. Up to now, whatever we have done is just like a free brush up classes, or is going to be refresh classes of Python. And from now onwards, we are going to be having these concepts actually, guys. Okay. So that is going to be all about the whatever the previous classes, guys. So we'll just end up the session for today, guys. Tomorrow we'll have the discussion about we'll start with complete the remaining Python concepts. I have something double star KW args is there. What is those? I'll tell you tomorrow. 15-20 minutes class will be there, guys. Then I'll start with the modules and start with the modules concept from the tomorrow's class. Okay. So guys, I can give you some time. Actually, time is for up to 10:30. So I will take some time. The 10 minutes also is going to be basically to answer your questions actually, guys. So guys, who has been already completed the classes, guys, you can, if you want, you can leave the meeting and please join tomorrow at 9 o'clock. And who has been joined today and yesterday's class, please stay. And if you have any questions, we can clarify it actually, guys. Okay. Yes, Raja, we are having multiple learning a data science is going to be like a multiple skills. It is going to be like a multiple skills we have it actually, Raja. So that is going to be like we have the things like you can become a data analyst, machine learning expert, data engineer. Sorry, not data engineering. It's what we can say data visualization expert. We are having NLP engineer. We have a multiple skills are there because here we are not learning only some specific skill or specific concepts. We are having a multiple skills. We have it actually here. That is just a minute. I can write down some skills, which is going to be if you can apply the job for a data analyst. You can apply the job for the data analyst. But here we have to require more about visualization. Some kind of a tools like Power BI, all these things is required. You can also become an ML engineer. ML engineer means an ML, which is going to be an ML expert. A deep learning expert is going to be required. And apart from that, which is going to be NLP engineering, what we can say, or even we can also become a data visualization expert also. Even all these are having the jobs actually, guys. But here we have to require some knowledge of maybe a Power BI or a Tableau, something we have to require it actually, guys. Okay, so check the jobs. If you have any doubts, that means just for a small clarification, go to Naukri.com and just try to find out like what are going to be the jobs of which is going to be mainly we are studying the course of machine learning. So you try to apply the jobs basically for which is going to be machine learning experts. So search for the job, which is going to be, I can say ML engineer or a machine learning engineer, what we call it as. So we are going to be getting all this kind of a whatever we have been going to discuss about that machine learning, Python, supervised learning. Okay, all these we are going to be gets coming actually. Can you see Python, machine learning, deep learning, analysis, analytical, data science. So these are going to be some of the skills what we have to require. See, a machine learning engineer, we are going to be asking it actually, guys, artificial intelligence or a machine learning engineer, R or Python. It is going to be R or a Python language is going to be required. So something like this. These are some of the roles what we can apply. Even you can also become, which is going to be something like an NLP engineer is also there. If you want to go towards NLP, we are having NLP related jobs. These are separate jobs actually, guys. NLP engineer mostly works with the natural language processing. Nowadays, most of the applications we are going to be using it actually, guys. NLP, Python, natural language processing. You can use those kind of an applications actually. So see, you can use all these. These are all going to be some kind of an Python related concepts only, guys. Logistic regression, computer science. Okay, maybe some GCP. All these things are going to be some of the whatever the concepts we are going to be learning about that. See, NLP engineers, we are having it actually. All machine learning, Python, programming, something what we can see it actually. Even data visualization expert, but data visualization experts requires some separate jobs, separate skills are going to be required. More into the maybe some kind of a tools. We can also use data visualization experts. You can say that. So there we are going to be requiring some kind of a data visualization experts are going to be required. Okay, maybe there are going to be asking something like a ClickView, Tableau, Power BI, data analytics. Okay, data visualization. So this is also one of the skill what we are going to be learning it actually. So like that, we have a multiple skills with us and multiple options with us. You can just work with the different options. We can work with them, right? Yes. Yeah, guys. Right. I think right, Raja. I think that's
Yes, sir.
fine. Yeah. Yeah, guys. Anybody, guys, if you have any questions, I can have some time. I have a time, guys. 10 minutes time is there. So for just taking up your questions only, I have been just ended the session 10 minutes before. If you have any questions, feel free to discuss with me, guys. So I'm also posting my number also, guys. Here I'm just posting my number. So if you have any further, if you have any questions to speak on, you can just call me and we can have a discussion about that. Okay. So I just posted my number, guys. So to everyone, you can see my number there. You can just, if you have any questions, if you want to speak to me personally, you can just call me or you can text me, guys. Better text me on the WhatsApp number. I can just reply to you. If you want to talk, you can again just tell me. I'll tell you about the recommended time. What is the possible time, so that you can have a call if you want. Okay. Any questions, guys? Anyone? If you have. Fine. Shall I end up the session, guys? If you have any questions, if no more questions. Right. Yes, Prashant, do you have any questions? You have unmuted yourself. Okay, fine. Okay, guys, thanks for today. And we'll meet up in the tomorrow's class and same time. Please join also, guys. You can attend 1 or 2 classes additionally so that you can get some idea. As I told you, from tomorrow, the main classes will start, guys. Whatever the classes you have been got lost or we have been missed, don't worry. They're only just a basic classes only. So which we can forward, you can go forward with that particular basic knowledge, what we have it actually, right? So thanks for today. We'll meet up in tomorrow's class, guys. Thanks all of you.